Good morning and welcome to Leaders Developing Leaders. I'm here with Francesca MacPherson, Ches,
Hi.
who is the General Manager of CIC Higher Education.
Yes.
And we're talking all of the different things that you've experienced in the leadership roles you've had so far. So I thought we'd start with an easy question.
Okay.
And welcome. Maybe I should start with welcome. How about that?
Hi.
Let's start with easy question. Your very first leadership role, what was it and what'd you learn?
Okay. Going back a very long time, my first insight into leadership was when I was working retail, and I became the 2IC to the manager at Q Clothing.
Yep.
Big leadership role for a 19, 20-year-old. That was stepping up. I learnt very quickly it's not the day-to-day tasks that are hard. That you can learn. It's managing people. Their different motivations, goals and expectations.
Yep.
That's what I learnt very quickly.
As a 19-year-old, that would have taken something at the time.
Yeah, that took something. Yeah,
Excellent.
had to grow up pretty quick. Yeah.
And early on or now, who is a boss or a mentor that's influenced who you are as a leader? Who stands out for you?
I've had a few, but the one that has really stood out is back in my event management days.
Mm-hmm.
So this is early 30s. And the boss there probably taught me what not to do as a leader.
From how he behaved?
From how, he and she behaved. So I think the one thing that I really learned was it's people that make your organisation.
Yep.
That's who makes it run well, and you have to treat them well and with respect to get the best out of them.
Nice.
So that's definitely been an influence in the back of my mind every time I'm leading a team. Be respectful.
Yeah, for the people you've got.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Because they make the organisation.
Fantastic. So what would you say then in managing the team, either team in general or team you've got here, what's the most difficult part of managing that? Or what takes the most effort?
It's a couple of things, but I know you can't please everybody, but I do try and at least get everybody on the same page with a request, a decision or a task. And I think the hardest thing is trying to get everybody on the same page and everybody on board.
Yep.
And if not ecstatic about it, at least happy and understand, okay, this is what needs to be done and we're on board with it.
Yep.
Just trying to get everyone on that same page to work as a team.
Yeah.
That's
so
difficult.
they might not be enthusiastic, but they're not holding it back.
But they're not holding it back. So you just have to make sure your flock and you're herding the cats is all going in the same direction.
All heading that way.
And they're okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Herding cats. Very familiar thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your most rewarding experience as a leader then? What are you proud of? What stands out?
In my previous role, just as here, but as the campus manager, I led a strategic planning group. It was a global project done by a parent company, Educo. When we presented all our strategic planning ideas, all 5 were approved to be implemented by the CEO, which was a bit of a shock.
Yep.
It was fantastic though. And globally, our group got voted the best strategic plan. So I was so proud of our team, and
Fantastic.
that was really great. I was really proud and really happy with what we did there because it wasn't just a project; it affected change, and things have changed. New logo, everything that has come out of that.
Nice.
Very proud.
Yeah. Oh, that's great to hear. So we said proudest of, opposite side of that then, what would you say has been the biggest mistake or related the biggest learning as a leader, and what was the impact?
I think for me it's definitely been that fine line between being a boss and a friend.
Yeah.
Kind of like what parents have to do as well.
Yeah.
That
Good analogy.
friend and parent. So I think maybe the biggest mistake I felt I have made is being too friendly, and then for myself not being able to discipline, or me thinking I'm not disciplining correctly.
Yep.
And thinking if I do, I'm going to be the bitch.
Yep.
So it's just learning to be assertive and just having confidence that you can be friendly and it's okay, because the impact is you're not guiding your team, whether it's good or bad.
Yep.
People want that from a leader. They expect that.
Yeah.
So you have to deliver that. So I think my error has been the doubt.
Yep.
That has lied around that.
It's a fine balance, isn't it? That
Yeah.
people want to know who they're being led by.
Yes.
And they want to understand them, and to do that, you have to be vulnerable and open.
Yep.
And how much is too much?
How much is too much? And people around you will often tell you what to do. Quite often, I will speak to another leader in the organisation, and they say, you must not have lunch with your team. But for me, I like doing that because it makes you human and it makes you connect. And after lunch, it's very, very easy to then go into, right, we have a task to do. And they go, yeah, great. So you've got to listen to yourself and go with your own gut on how to lead.
Excellent. Now, I know from when we were speaking previously, you've been working with a leadership coach in the past.
Yep.
What's something that you've learned in that coaching process that you've been able to apply to work, or something that's really been useful?
One that stood out is explaining why. So why I like things, why I don't like things, and why I need a job done.
Yep.
It makes people feel really part of the task.
Yep.
Oh, I know why the boss needs this done. Or the likes and the dislikes has been a very strong influence for me. And it explained why there has been a decision made or an outcome made, and why we're doing a project to get everyone on board.
Yep.
Use that every day.
Nice.
Why.
So it becomes more than just a list of have-tos. They're involved in knowing how it's going to fit and what the impact
is. It's not so much a dictatorship. Just do it. Let them understand why.
Nice.
That's really helped.
Cool.
Good coach.
Good to hear. Is there a leader or a mentor that you look up to, or a public figure, or someone that you go, I want to be more like that? Or
not really. Oprah? No.
Oprah?
Not really. I love watching different leaders, politicians. You get stuff from it, but I just want to be me and try not to be influenced too much, because you might be going against the grain.
Yeah, well put. If we think to some of the practical tips and tricks that you've got and you've learnt as a leader now, what's one tip you've got for managing your day-to-day tasks and just getting stuff done? What do you use to get shit done?
Old school, pen, paper, write a list. Write it down, write the task down, write the due date, and then write how long, a great tip from my coach, how long you think that task is going to take.
Yep.
Every day. Don't even use my computer for that. It's just old school.
Yep.
Pen and paper. And having time for open door, which is usually the morning for me. I come in, open door, staff can come in, have all your meetings then, and then close the door for the afternoon. But explain why.
Yep. So you're really giving yourself time that suits you to get your stuff done, rather than being at the whim of others all the time. Nice.
Be in control. We'll try to.
Yep.
Yeah.
So second tip then, what would be a book or a podcast or audio book or something that you've seen that you'd recommend for others to watch or listen to?
Recommended by my leadership coach, Brené Brown.
Yep.
The Power of Vulnerability and Listening for Shame.
Yep.
Both very, very powerful.
Yeah, I've watched them myself.
Yeah.
I was close to tears watching part of that. Wow, I hadn't thought about that for myself before.
Yeah, and it's probably the only TED Talk that I've listened to a number of times.
Okay.
Others I've enjoyed and been recommended, but that's one that I often replay because it doesn't just touch here, it's here as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I was a big fan of that because it's not just it's based on the heart, but also really, really solid research as well.
Yes. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Tip then for others to Brené Brown.
Definitely.
And the last one then, what would be a leadership hack or a leadership model that either sits in the back of your brain or you use just to help sort out or manage yourself as a leader?
Okay. Got to get the name right because I call it 3 balls, but I believe it's John Adair's Effective Leadership.
Yes, John Adair's Effective Leadership.
So it's the juggling the 3 balls. So juggling between task, team, and individual.
Yes,
is a very difficult thing, which I think everyone would struggle with.
Yep.
So it's just understanding that week by week, balls are going to get different attention.
Yep.
And that's okay. Don't feel the guilt.
Nice.
Just don't feel the guilt.
Easy to feel the guilt if you're focusing too much on task or too much on
and thinking you're
else.
not giving enough attention to one of the others.
Yep.
Just understand that they are going to be different sizes and need different attention.
Yep.
Don't feel the guilt, but being aware of it has really, really helped me.
Fantastic. That's a really, really good tip. Awesome. Thank you, Francesca.
Thank you.
Really appreciated your time.
Thank you very
and,
much.
Looking for our